Hey, Dental Nachoers, it's Paul, Dr. Nacho with the JFO, Just Find Out key resource and sponsor, bringing you value. My question for you today is, can you redesign a space, create a dentisting space that's more patient-friendly during a pandemic, more team-friendly, and how about you, just more friendly for you? I have the awesome Melissa from Benco here sharing what she does. Melissa, welcome to Talking Nachos. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
And, when you are a dentist, a lot of times people know what you do, or an accountant, but there's a lot of these jobs and they'll say, what do you do? So share with us first, what do you do? How do you help dentists through Benco?
Absolutely. So I'm an interior designer by trade, and I run a team of designers who work with dental practices, about 1,000 practices a year all across the country. We help with everything from small renovations to ground up builds, new construction. We really enjoy, I guess, the aspect of designing practices that is the most fun for us is really learning about the values and the brands of the doctors we work with and how can we infuse that into a space. But then at the same time, the backbone of that is really having efficiency built into the layout so that it makes you and your staff healthier, happier, more productive, and then it helps you bring in those patients that you want to see and create an amazing experience that will keep them coming back.
Love this. It's a very dentisty, lean forward topic, recreating your space. If someone wanted to reach out to you now because they said, I need interiors, I got fake wood paneling, I got this in my office, how can they reach out to you to connect with you and your team?
Very easy, design@benco.com.
Awesome, that's the easy way. Now, so, I like to relate this, if your dental office is a house, you can help people redo one bathroom, redo your kitchen, or build them a whole new house. So that's
exactly.
Share with me, the pandemic is here. It's the elephant in the giant world room. So the pandemic has influenced all parts of our lives. I mean, I used to wear a mask in my dental office. Now I got 14 masks on me at all times. So, in my life. So how has the pandemic influenced design, and what are some of the things you're seeing with design because of this pandemic?
Great question. So I'll preface by saying a couple things. So the first is my husband is actually a general dentist. So day one that he was stuck home from work, we kind of looked at each other across the kitchen table and we were like, now what? So there's this extra empathy that I have on the topic because I know the confusion and the what ifs that you guys are dealing with. We're a dental family. The other thing that I'll say is before I designed dental offices, I designed hospitals. And the biggest thing that I learned, or I was surprised by going from the hospital world to the dental world, when you design hospitals, there's all sorts of techniques and guidelines and regulations to promote infection control inherently right in the design of the space, not so much with dentistry. So what we've been trying to do in response to the pandemic, there's so much knowledge that we can transfer from one school of thought to the other. The other thing that I'll say is, the design of anything to be successful has to be a response to the needs of the people who are users. So in the case of a practice, it's you, it's your staff, it's your patients. The pandemic has either modified some of our existing needs or maybe enhanced those, and it's created new needs. Functionally, we're thinking about a lot of new or changed activities. So we're screening patients, we're donning and doffing PPE, we're dealing with an increased amount of supplies, we're dealing with an increase in soiled supplies, whether disposable or reusable. And then on the psychological needs side, we all want to feel safer and more comfortable returning to work, coming back to the dental office. So all of these things are tied into the recommendations that we're making for practices post-COVID.
I think it's so important. I mean, it was probably pretty popular, the feng shui type things in your space, but I'm someone who's been a dentist for 18 years. I have my brother to thank who actually really does try to continue to enhance our space because the space that you're in affects the mood that you're in. And, it really is important. And whether you have a practice that's been around for a while or you're starting a practice from scratch, share with me, who are some of the people, I was a big Mr. Rogers fan, people in your neighborhood, who are some of the people in Melissa's neighborhood? Is it a practice owner looking to expand? Is it someone looking to start up a practice? Who are some of the types of dentists you work with?
So we work with all different kinds at all different phases of their career. Everybody from the startup to, we even work with some large groups and some DSOs, even to the dentist who is, well, I might retire in 5 or 6 years, but I want to get my practice up to a certain standard so that it's more valuable. I would say my favorite type of customer is those who I think are graduating from their starter practice, as I like to call it. So you've been out in the industry maybe 6, 8, 10 years, and you're deciding that you want to go out on your own. And it doesn't matter if you're fitting out a space, buying a practice from somebody else, building from the ground up. what's so fun about that process is the brand discovery. So who are you, what value do you bring to the industry? What kind of experience do you want to create? Those for me are the most fun practices to work with.
I think that's so important. My awesome team member, Amanda, likes to make thread from scratch. We talk about making practices from scratch. And we have so many, so if you're watching this and you're a practice owner who wants to redesign your space, you're thinking about doing a startup, you're acquiring a practice, maybe doing the expansion, reach out to the listener team. And I know my dental audience, and you live with the dentist, so you're a dentisting human. Dentist, it's amazing. They make quick decisions with treatment, right? Save a tooth, remove a tooth. But what their business is, they get caught into this molasses analysis paralysis, right? And they're going to think about it for three months and then do nothing. So I know you guys have some resources where they can learn more, some content-based resources. Where can they find out more about what you do on the Benco website to start this process?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two places on the Benco website that are really useful. So the first is right along the top, there's a banner that says COVID-19 resources. Click there. We have all kinds of pre-recorded webinars. I've done 3 so far to date that are specifically on design in response to COVID. So where we're talking about how do we promote infection control through how we arrange our spaces, how do we choose the right materials. So COVID-19 resources, scroll down to find the webinars. The other place that's great is right up at the top of the page, you'll see the Learning Center. You'll see articles, blog posts, and we even have a white paper strategy around dental office design that's in the process of being published as we speak. So check back there as well.
Awesome. Those sound like great toppings. I mean, you can also reach out to us if you text Benco to 215-543-6454. Text Benco to 215-543-6454. We'll connect you with Melissa and her team. And I mean, one of our most popular posts, Melissa, in the group, maybe you saw it and chimed in, was there was a dentist, great guy, and he said, should I remove one of these like old-fashioned, window glass things, right? And we got 500 people weighing in, because when it comes to design, that's the exciting part. And I think, during a pandemic, you have to look for wins, and maybe it's the time to redesign something. Maybe it's the time to go out and start your own practice, acquire practice. So I really appreciate you sharing with us today. Before we jump off, anything else you'd like to share with the Nacho audience?
Just, we're here for whatever you need. We know that this is a crazy, uncertain time. If you're looking for ways to not only create, a happier practice and a better experience, but actually build in some infection control and some great air quality techniques right into the design of your practice, that's really what we specialize in. So happy to help in any way.
Awesome. I appreciate being a key resource and sponsor and friend, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.